In this video, I'm gonna show you how to impel my own nails using liquid polygel. I'm gonna do my own nails and you're gonna be a better nail technician because I'm gonna show you how to apply the base coat, how to apply colors, how to do preparation, and how to finish off. So I'm gonna share a lot of the tricks and tips that's gonna make you a better nail technician and you can do long-lasting nails. I'm left-handed, so I did my right hand yesterday. So today, that's gonna be the job. Crazy. Of course, we sanitize first. That's the very first step, what we have to do. Now, there is something I do with my own nails, but I never do it on clients, that I get my little scissors and I cut them. I say it one more time, I never do this on clients. If it's a client, I always file off their nails with a hand file. The only problem with this nail, that once I do the client's nails, I always file into my own nails, which is awkward, but that's how I have to live my life. I love my nails short, so I take off nearly all the length. And I'm always careful not to cut myself, obviously. But say it one more time, if it's a client, I always use a hand file. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I will push back my cuticles. And it is actually crazy because my cuticle grows a lot. And I have a lot of skin. And if you are left-handed, you can feel the feeling, what I'm feeling right now. I actually hate to do my own nails so much. But I have to do it every 3 weeks because my nails are growing really, really fast. Oops. Now, the next thing we're going to do is that we have to do a very, very nice preparation. So now I have to take off the rest. So I'm going to use this. It's going to be noisy. I really hope you can hear me now. So I always make sure that I put this hand somewhere that's stable and I can start to remove. Very important thing is that I don't go back and forth. I go one side, lift it up, go back again. And that's how I do with the clients as well. You can't go back and forth because first of all, you can hurt the client or yourself. And it's not good for your drill bit either. This one doesn't have to be too perfect. So even if I just take off most of the product, I'm happy enough because I'm going to go over it with my hand file anyway. And also the angle is really bad, so I can't do all of it anyway. The hateful part is done. Now I'm gonna change my cuticle drill bit and I'm gonna work around my cuticles. I never push it in completely, actually. I always pull it out a little bit because it can ruin your headpiece. Also, I bought this machine in 2017. So if you look after that, it will pay back. So let's do the cuticles. I always make sure that the angle is perfect. So basically my drill bit is lying on the surface of my nail. So I don't do too flat, I don't do too deep. I always make sure it's lining up. And that's why I didn't worry about this part because I knew my drill bit would bring it off. And if the other side is too uncomfortable, I can go with on the other side anyway, so I don't worry too much about that. And this is the same. I don't go back and forth like this. I always bring one side, lift it up, one side, lift it up. That's how we do it. And always Always, always, always stabilize your hand, even if you do your own nails or someone else's, because that's how you're gonna avoid the little accidents. Now I turn the machine down and I'm gonna change the direction so I can go on the other side like this. And I'm gonna do exactly the same on the rest of my nails. Now the tricky part is when you come with your little scissors, always think about that way. What I'm cutting off is dead skin. Dead skin doesn't feel anything, so it doesn't hurt. And actually, I just have to make sure that I cut off every single teeny tiny piece that would be in the way, and it would ruin the gel application. So even if I need to help, I pull my skin away a little bit, and it's gonna be helping me to cut better, like that. Also, another trick, the way you hold your scissors. So I'm left-handed, so I show you the left hand and the right hand as well. So thumb goes into the bottom one, ring finger goes into the top one, middle finger goes into the corner, and the index finger is going in to here. And why is it important? Because it's very stable. I will do it like that way. Look at this. How unstable is it? So I always go that way, and it's going to help you. So if you're right-handed, thumb is going into the bottom one. The ring finger is going into the top one. Middle finger goes into the corner, and the index finger goes in here, and that's how it's going to get stable. That's the other important thing. That's how you're going to be able to cut like this. And you're not going to overcut your clients either. You see, this is an important part, because if I leave this skin here, even if you look at the difference, that the size of the nail plate expanded, and that's why you're going to be able to do a nicer job, because your application, gel application, will be nicer. Obviously, we don't overcut, because that's not a good thing either, because if we cut the client, they start bleeding, and that's a no-no. And the little one, if you have a skin that is hanging in there, and if you put the gel on it, that application is gonna be not really nice. If you have like a little skin that doesn't matter how hard you try, but you can't cut off, simply you just get this and you push it back, and it's gonna be out of the way. That's the very last case scenario. Obviously, we try our best, but sometimes there are these kind of teeny tiny pieces that are hanging there, and they are just a pain in the ass, and they won't go away. You can't cut them off, and you just have to push them away a little bit. So I go over it again, and I just want to make sure nothing is in the way. If I have to pull the skin away, I will, like that. Also, when you can't make a decision, because it's just hard to see if it's still there or not, you get your brush and you will see better. Now I can tell I have a little bit of skin here, and a little bit there. So I'm just gonna fix these, and we can go on to the next step. This is too low. It's not gonna bring me anywhere, so you have to raise the rotation a little bit, the speed of the machine, and it will help you to work away. There you go. Obviously, you can't overdo this part, because you will ruin the nails. So I'm nearly happy enough. a little bit here. There you go. Now, okay. So this part is done, and now I'm gonna get my hand file and I'm gonna bring everything into shape now. It is harder to file your own nails than someone else's, so I do my very best to find every angle I have to find. Also, when I'm filing the surface, I'm always holding my file like this because that's gonna be the surface I can pressure on to the nail surface, and it's gonna be helping me to achieve the shape faster and easier. And also you can put pressure on it as well. So if you file like that, it will never work. Now, next one. Obviously my nail is going downwards, so I have to fix the sides as well. That's what I was doing in here. Oopsie, oopsie again. I always start with the corners. Makes things easier. I always make sure I remove all the dust of the surface of my nails because I don't want to attach the new product onto the dust. If I attach it onto the dust, the product will stuck to the dust and the nail won't be long lasting. So I always make sure that the surface is dust free, but I just noticed that it's not really perfect in here. So I just fix it. It's okay to make fixing. Now the whole thing will come off, which is not a problem. If I file, I will brush again. And if I had that part done, I'm gonna use my dehydrator like that, and I wait until it dries off. Then the next one will be the acid-free primer because I use liquid fusion. I don't need more preparation liquids because the adhesion will be perfect. If it comes to the preparation liquids, you have to use them in a thin layer. You don't have to put on too much because if you put on too much, it can ruin the whole thing. And now we can start to apply our gel. So here's the base coat I'm using. It's called Liquid Fusion from Crystal Nails, and the shade is Peachy Rose. And I'm just too lazy. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna take some out of the bottle onto the paper. And obviously I just have to think about 5 nails, so this will be enough. And I'm gonna mix this with this beautiful color. And I just have to make sure I'm not gonna touch anything with the surface of my nails because they are already done. And I'm gonna put on another shade as well. I just have to find it. So it's very similar to this one, but it has more gold in it. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna mix this whole thing together. So this is another trick, how to do the cheat code. So I would do 3-step gel polish, but now it becomes 2 because I mixed the color with the base coat. and the adhesion will be the same. I have been doing this for several years and it is always working even on me or on clients. So when you mix it well enough, you're going to pick up some, because I'm going to do my thumb now. But one of the important thing is, like, you have to make sure you don't really have product on the other side of the brush. So the way I'm going to do it like this, I make sure it's going to be clean like that. And I'm going to start to apply. The thing what I have to pay attention to is that if I have too much on my brush, it will be in my way. So don't leave too much on your brush because it can ruin the whole thing you are doing. So you have to make sure the other side of the brush is clean. Then you have to stabilize your finger somehow. And you have to make sure that you don't overdo it. So you try to not to go on the skin. And I know it's going to sound like a big lie right now because I'm doing my own nails and the camera is in the way and everything. So probably I'm going to touch my skin, but it's not the end of the world because I can still fix it. Now there you go. I have one nail. So I'm going to put it in the lamp for like 15 seconds. I don't cure too much because at the end I'm gonna cure the whole thing anyway, so I can save time for myself. So this much curing will be enough just to keep this whole thing into place, and I can go on the next one. But now I have to stabilize my hand somehow, but I can't touch the surface because it's already prepared. So I have to find a way how I'm not gonna touch my other nail, but I can still stabilize my hand, otherwise I can't work away. The other important thing is that you don't do this with your brush because you just wipe off everything. So you have to lie it like close to the surface, and you can't like pressure your brush. Like you can see I pressure my brush now, it takes everything off. So you just have to be gentle. Basically, the brush is just a tool that helps you to guide your gel. Like that. And also, that's why I like sparkly colors, because they are so much easier to work with. And now we have it everywhere. A tiny bit of gel polish is on my skin, which is not the end of the world, but I can clean it with this little stick, and I put it in the lamp again for a few seconds. Just warning you, if you use a full color like this, which is no sparkle, nothing like that, like this, if you put it in the lamp for 10 seconds, there's a chance that you will ruin it. This 10-second thing works with mostly sparkly colors, but not with full colors, or so you say solid colors. So now the next one. The other thing, if you put your finger somewhere, it's going to help you to do a better application. You can go closer to the cuticle, but not touching the skin. And it's going to help you to apply a nicer way. So this is the other little trick, but you have to pay attention to. I don't know how much you can see, but my brush is not completely flat. It has a little angle, and that is even more better and a bigger help to apply around the cuticle area. I know not all the brands would do these kind of brushes, but this brand does it. What I use, it's called Crystal Nails. That's why I love this brand, because they pay attention to so many things that are important. And this is one of them. I had many colors that came with the old brush, which is completely straight. And now I'm so much pampered with these ones that it is, I'm not saying it's a difficulty, but I prefer these kind of brushes. Also, the other thing is when you buy colors, some cheap brands provide a very firm brush with their colors, and if the brush is too firm, the problem is that it is gonna make it a lot harder to apply the product. So I don't know how much money you have, but if you can afford, please buy a little better quality because it's worth the money. And I am a little impatient, so I'm just gonna apply 2 nails in one go, like that. And you can see it is too much product in here in the corner, so I will have to work it around. And of course it went on my skin, obviously. So before I put it in the lump, I use my little stick to clear the edges, and now I can put it in the lump. Now the last thing is the top coat. I try not to touch my skin, and as we know about top coats, their consistency is a lot more runny. So we just have to be careful and keep the nails straight, because if you keep it that way, the top coat would start to run, and that's what you don't want. So you keep it straight. Even if you work on a client, you tell them to keep their hands straight, and you put it in the lump for a few seconds, and the few seconds will be enough to keep the whole thing in one place, so I can go on to the next nail. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm here to help you. And if you like this video, please give it a like, and that would be really great. And also you can subscribe and tell me what would you like to hear about, because I'm still not a mind reader, and I'm just here with 9 years of experience and teaching as well, and I just love to help you, but I just don't know what is in your minds, so you will need to tell me, and I can put up that kind of content that you would need to help and improve your nail skills, because I will never forget how hard it was to start out as a nail technician 9 years ago. And now the top coat went everywhere, but no worries, because this will come off in a day or two from my skin. Now, after 2 minutes in the lump, there's only one thing left, which is the cuticle oil. Obviously, you have to use cuticle oil because you will work around the skin. And also, if you want to take a photo and you use oil, it's going to look better, like that. Well, here's the finished product. I really hope you like. They are very simple and short, like the other one. Yeah, that's my style, girl. I really hope you liked this video. I really hope it helped. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.